Going live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining Vox Politika this evening. Welcome to our YouTube channel and to this amazing discussion. My name is Jacob Nyende, and I'm glad that you are here this evening. Tonight we are diving into another very bold and unfiltered edition of Vox Politika, ladies and gentlemen. And in this discussion, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look at the heart of Kenya's most pressing political and social development, from a chilling murder investigation in Kasipul, ladies and gentlemen, to the shifting sands of political alliance arising left and right each and every day. And also we shall look into the police brutality that is ongoing everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You are there and you would like to join this amazing political conversation this evening, ladies and gentlemen. There is a link I'm putting into the comment section. I'm putting a link in the comment section. You are there and you want to join this amazing political discussion, you can click on the link in our comment section, and there you will be ready to go. Tonight, I have my guest ready. Mr. Warrior is there. He will be helping me to deal with this conversation. Mr. Warrior, welcome to Vox Politika and feel at home.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, karibu sana hapa Vox Politika.
Asante sana, asante sana.
So tonight we have a couple of topics that we'll be going through. Of course, right from the murder of the recently buried MP. But just before we go into that, allow me to pin that comment. Allow me to pin the link in the comment section so that our viewers who want to join this discussion, live discussion, can be able to do so without a problem. So you are there, you are watching this amazing live discussion. We are just beginning, and I am pinning a link in the comment section. You have your views on these topics that we will be discussing tonight. You can hit the link in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, and be able to join us in this amazing discussion. So I have pinned that link in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. You can click that link and join us in the discussion. And tonight we will be looking into our view stories and issuing our analysis onto that, especially starting with the recent burial of the late Kasipul MP, and of course also we shall also be looking into other stories, of course, including the alliances that are being formed from left and right, the alliances of the opposition that is forming up, that is led by Gachagua and Matiangi. And also we shall be looking into the killings of the police by the police, the killings of the civilians by the police this evening. So Mr. Langa, we want to start this session by looking at what Tifuna said in the burial of the late Kasipul MP Charles Wanga Ongondowere. Now I want you to listen to this clip and give your views on this clip. What do you think Sifuna is saying? And this comment, Tifuna insists that we must be told who is behind this matter. But let me play the clip faster so that you can give your views.
Oh, an apology to the people of Homa Bay. Kwa sababu hiki kitendo kimefanyika katika kaunti ya Nairobi. Nimemwambia governor wa Nairobi na viongozi wote wa Nairobi kwamba lazima tutoe explanation. How can it be that mtu mbunge kama huyu anapigwa risasi kwa barabara ambaye haina misitu, iko na taa, iko na CCTV cameras? Na ndio uone hao watu wanaweza kufanya kitendo kama hicho mahali kama hapo. Wanaamini kwamba they can actually get away with it. Sisi vile familia imesema, tunaona uchunguzi unaendelea vizuri. Wameshika dereva, wameshika mlinzi, wameshika yule ambao wanasema ndiye alipiga hiyo risasi. Sisi tunawaambia tunangoja majibu kuhusu yule mwenye kupeana hiyo amri na mwenye kutuma pesa ili hii kazi ifanyike. Tunaona muko na omena, muko na kamongo. Sisi tunangoja mbuta na liech, ule mkubwa ambaye alituma hiyo kazi ifanyike. Si tunaelewana hapo? Na nataka niwahakikishie familia ya kwamba tutasimama na nyinyi hadi haki ipatikane. Kama mwanasiasa, mimi nimesema wazi kwamba sisi sio wakamilifu. Tuna makosa yetu, saa zingine huwa tunateleza, tunasema kitu ambacho kinaweza kukukwaza roho, na hiyo tunasema pole. Lakini mimi nataka niseme, wakati mnatukosoa, mtukosoe kama tungali hai na tunaweza kujitetea. Munikosoe kama wengine wamesema Sifuna hapa mara mingi. Niko hapa nitawajibu. Lakini kuattack mtu ambaye amelala hapa hawezi kujitetea yeye mwenyewe, it is very unfair. Hii mambo ambayo mnasema, mbona hamkuwa mnasema wakati alikuwa pale kwa makao makuu ya chama? Mimi ndio naweka stakabadhi za chama. Sijaona mtu amekuja pale kuripoti kwamba Charles Ngondo Were amemdhulumu. Hamkuwa mnakuja. Sasa mnakuja saa ile jamaa hawezi kujitetea. Sasa ile siwezi kumuita nimuulize na hii mambo watu wanasema ni kweli ama ni uongo. It is very unfair.
Ladies and gentlemen, those were the sentiments of the Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, the Secretary General for ODM Party, Edwin Sifuna, and among many more other utterances that he made there. Now, focusing on this clip that I've played here, ladies and gentlemen, Tifuna puts it out clear there that we have seen the little people who are involved in the murder of Charles Ngondo Were being arrested. They arrested the driver the other day. They arrested the security person, and some other guys they believe did that action. But we are asking the question: where are the really culprits, the really masterminds, and what is going to be done to them? We have seen the alleged mastermind, Mr. The other person who was Mr. Philip Aroko has been taken to court the other day. So, Mr. Warrior, maybe starting with that, do you think that the really culprits of this murder will be brought to book?
You know, one thing, actually, thank you so much for inviting me to this discussion. One of the things that we struggle to deal with as a country is when murder happens in a high-profile person, let's say probably a statesman, the leadership of probably these echelons, the MPs, whichever.
Allow me to interrupt you. Allow me to interrupt you, Mr. Langa. Maybe I'll ask that if you can just take a minute and remove the Bluetooth, because we are not able to get you very clearly. You are putting out a very critical point, but our viewers cannot be able to get you clearly. I was requesting if you can remove the Bluetooth and try to come just with your handset microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, you are there and you want to join into this live conversation. There is a link that I have pinned in the comment section down there. You can join here live in studio here and also be able to give us your views. What do you think? And for those who are there, I want to say thank you so much for finding time to be here. This is our second live on YouTube, Vox Politika. You are here and you are here to subscribe. Kindly subscribe, because in this channel, what we do is that we bring you all political headlines. We dive into Kenya's biggest political headlines and unpack what is behind those political headlines. So if you're here to subscribe, you can hit the subscription button. You can also smash that notification bell and press the like button. By doing that, you'll help us to reach a wider audience. Mr. Lang, I'm coming back to you to see whether you are ready. When you are ready, I will let you in. I know you are preparing. So ladies and gentlemen, we had listened to Sifuna. For those who did not listen to Sifuna, I want just to repeat that clip so that you hear what Sifuna is saying. We are asking, will the real culprits, the masterminds of the death of the slain MP be brought to book in this country, with the kind of administration, with the kind of system that we have seen in this country, the kind of politicians we have seen in this country? Mr. Langa, I can see you are somehow ready. We are asking that question, and you are telling us about, you had started giving us a point, your submissions. What do you think might be able to happen? Do you think that the really culprits are going to be brought to book? There seems to be a network issue.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I think I can mute my mic so that you can proceed.
So probably I'll probably have to like stay close to my speaker. Just a moment. I'll probably have to stay close to my speaker. Thank you so much. So, can you hear me? So, I just received a call, and yeah, I think it will just resume back in a few. So you can hear me, Jacob?
Yes, we can hear you. Can proceed, Langa. We can hear you. I had muted my microphone. We can hear you loud and clear.
So
proceed with your question.
One thing that is quite evident in our sovereign nation is that a majority of these political class, the people in the political class, be it governors, be it senators, be it MPs, when they are murdered, when these heartbreaking moments go to them, most of these activities actually it's taken through the right channels of probably investigation. Unlike when a common Mwananchi dies. Just recently, the other year, that was in June 25th, that was in 2024, we had the murder of we had the killings of the Gen Zs, but then a few people have been brought to book. A majority of them, even up until 2018, who probably we have it in the public domain, who are acquitted of the murder of baby Pendo just a few days ago by the courts. So, there's that common phrase that goes that when a small fish is caught, Nuruddin comes, but when a big fish is caught, Nuruddin has. So, like, we've
been
made.
able to hear you. I don't know if it's me alone. My viewers, you can comment in the comment section whether you are able to hear him. We are losing you, Langa. We are losing you. I think it might be a network problem. I don't know where you are. How is the network, ladies and gentlemen? Lanka, can you maybe try to look at the network? I don't know which type of net or how the network is in your area. Try to adjust because our viewers might not be getting you loud and clear, and you are making very significant submissions in this live. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are examining a lot of topics, a few topics here, around 4 of them. We are looking into the sentiments of Sifuna, which caught our attention today during the burial of Ongondo Uwere. If you are there, you want to make your submission in this live, there is a link in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. You hit that link, you follow the instructions, and you land right here in our studio. We are asking the question that the small people in the murder of the slain MP have been arrested, and also we saw Aroko, who is being alleged to be the mastermind of the whole thing, also has been arrested. But the big question we are asking is that are we going to bring this into the books? Are we going to bring justice to the family? Danga, you can proceed. Let's see whether we can hear you clearly. You are breaking, so we couldn't hear you clearly.
Okay, so you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can proceed now.
Okay, so like as I was saying before, we are having we are still having a problem with the prosecution arm, the prosecution department or the prosecution arm in our country. So like for small people, we are never regarded, but the big people are always regarded. Then in the sentiments that Sifuna actually brought up is that a majority of the time, most of the voices are always silenced. Most of the common Mwananchi problems are always silenced. When oppression goes to the common Mwananchi, you are always silenced. Nobody wants to hear your voice, and they'll use any way to silence you. If it is killing, that is in their books. If it is maiming, if it is threatening, they can trace you. They can do lots of things. You can be abducted and everything. But then at the end of the day, when people are probably people now come out with their stories, then people want to like sway outside. But then all these things have been posted in Facebook. Some have been posted in our newspapers. Some have been some have been even. I think some have been reported, but then these voices are always silenced. Now we hear them probably in the days of burial, because now the person is no longer existing, or is no longer alive. The person is not alive now. They can't defend themselves to the particular actions that they might have participated in actively when they were alive. But then we have a lot of very inhumane things that actually some of our leaders actually orchestrate behind our backs using proxies. But then our justice system is always low, as you all understand the country. We're not new in Jerusalem, so we all know how Jerusalem works. And when you're in Rome, you know how your emperors do. So yeah, that is the true picture. All whatever Sifuna was just saying to appear a bit coy and to be pleasing to the population. But then at the end of the day, it's a gone ship. We can't retract, but then it's a gone ship. But as they said, we sympathize and we move on.
Thank you for that submission, Mr. Langa. Though we are not able to get you very clearly, there's still a problem with sound. There's still a problem with sound, Mr. Langa. There's still a problem with sound. So I do not know whether it's about the network or what, but you have submitted very well. You have meant your submission very well. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're there, you want to join us live in studio, there is a link in the comment section. There is a link in the comment section. You can hit that link and come back. Now, Lanka, having talked about the issue of the real culprits being taught through the books, what are your thoughts on the DCI's allocation that Philip Aroko is the mastermind? Do you believe that Philip Aroko is is the real mastermind, or this is a political game that is being played by those in authority and those maybe who are against Aroko? What's your submission on this, Bwana Warrior?
Okay, my submission on the DCI's report is that anything can be orchestrated, and being not new in the country, I've grown quite a while in the country. So being not new in the country, there are things that actually we can't really escape from. But then the same tactics that people use each and every time, they can bring somebody to book. Then you see it's just rubbed, and then in the next few months, people are acquitted of whatever crimes they did. It's not the first time that actually we are having such cases. We've been having them even before time immemorial by our able, if it's an able department in the security, then they've been having all these all these prowess, to track somebody and to bring people onto book. But then in such cases, we never go far. They just catch the small fish. The big fish are always acquitted. That is how it works within them. I don't know how it happens, but that is what happens. So yeah, at the end of the day, most of the people in the higher echelon, they're always acquitted of whatever crimes they do. So it's just the same book, different day.
Okay, Langa, now I want us to move to our next story of discussion tonight. And we want to look at what has been happening in the country of prison. We have seen a lot of killing by the police against the Mwananchi. Many Kenyans have been slain. Many have been killed by our own police. Like, for example, recently what happened in Barakoi, Nkata, Barakoi, we saw policemen killing civilians with live bullets. I want us to look at these happenings, and then we shall be giving our views in the next minute. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here, you're yet to subscribe to Vox Politika. It's my request that you take 1 second of your time, you hit the subscription button, you smash the notification bell, and you press that like button. Just by doing like that, you have helped us to reach a wider audience. We thank you so much for 1,000+ who have already subscribed to this channel. This is Vox Politika, and this is our second live. We will be bringing you our third live tomorrow starting 8 p.m. You are free to join in this live and give you your views on the political matters that are going on in our country. So I want us to listen to these clips and then be able to analyze and see where is our country headed to. Just recently, we all saw the BBC expose how it exposed our security agents, especially our army, that they were involved in the killing of Kenyans at Parliament during the Gen Z protests sometimes in June last year. And that thing was a thing that showed that there was somebody who was misusing power. State power was being misused by those in office. And we immediately after that expose, ladies and gentlemen, this one happened.
Why are you killing people? Kazi ya nini? Why are you killing people? Mnataka nini hapa? What do you want here? Why are you killing people? Eh? Mbona mnaua watu? Simama kwanza wewe. Why are you killing people? Why? How many people have you killed? Why are you killing people? Who? Nani mkubwa wenu? Nani mkubwa wenu? Wewe. Nakuongelesha. Who is your boss? Yaani nyinyi wewe ndio mkubwa. Ndugu yangu ni wapi sasa? Mkubwa wenu wako wapi?
Anaangalia mheshimiwa namna gani? Anaangalia mheshimiwa namna gani?
Seven people are dead. And he's talking to me. Ameua nyani.
Watu 5 sasa wako chini.
Mimi as if mumeua nyani.
Ni nini mnataka hivi?
Hapo nezo ubaribiki.
What was interest?
Kubo jini ndabiki. Kubo jini
Barabiki wako mara mtende wakuja wanaua watu wetu. Maiti inafyekwa alafu tena serikali inaua.
Wao DC ndio mwani nini? DC ndio ameua ngata hii.
Hata watu wetu pia wako hapa ndani.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened in Barakoi. That's what happened in Barakoi some time back. Immediately after the BBC expose, we saw Kenyans being killed by the policemen who are supposed to be providing security for the Kenyans, protecting the properties of the Kenyans. We saw how they were brutally murdered by the police, 6 of them, and in fact they were being shot live in the head. Mr. Langa, you have seen what happened. That did not happen in Uganda, and that did not happen in Ethiopia, neither did it happen in South Africa. This happened in Kenya here, just in Barakoi constituency. I want to see what's your submission on this, what's your take on this? Where are we headed as a country when the police can turn their guns onto the civilians, the guns that are supposed to protect the civilians of this country? Where is the government headed to, Mr. Langa?
Okay, in my submissions, I'd want to say this. You know, there is one time when you listen to the senator for Siaya, that is James Hadley Orengo, Senator James Hadley Orengo. He once submitted in Parliament that the government eats its people. We have very many ways of which the government can eat its people. That is just one of the ways. But then I don't advocate for killing personally, because taking a life is quite a very expensive thing. But then if the state is orchestrating all these things through proxies, people using other arms of government to probably maintain their interests, then it's not acceptable from the constitution and morally, because we are all Africans, and then in that aspect, the Christian aspect. But then it's not moral enough for a leader, to, because they have power, to misuse power, then come and do whatever they want to do to people, because they want to probably do something in their particular regions. I know people love people in the political class. They love, some of them have the tendency of squaring political scores when they're in power using proxies. Probably they always use the police. The policemen are the easiest, most used force within the country. They use it to equal political scores. But then I won't really. It's always this hard. It's always it hurts the most when people who try to rise up for their rights, the same people who rise up for their rights, are actually exterminated as aliens in their own country, in their own lands, where they were born from. But then when you look, there is a tendency of people grabbing lands that belong to people ancestrally, and we just tend to take it normal. It doesn't bother us, it doesn't freak something out of our minds that we need to do something, because it is them today. If we don't help them, then the next day it will be us, and nobody will be there for us. And if it is not us, then it will be somebody else, and nobody will be there for them. So the same people who are supposed to defend us, probably when these things are orchestrated unto us, the policemen are supposed to protect us, because according to the constitution, they are supposed to protect us. That is their sole responsibility to do so, as the citizenry of the country, and because we also pay them through the taxes. So that is their role, that they are mandated through the constitution. They are mandated to protect us. But then they've been misused, by people to just square their own ideas and everything they want to do in the country. Like we've been regarded as chicken. Somebody is killed left, right, and center, and it doesn't even matter. So killing of a citizen, that is actually, it's so disheartening, because it's pain. If it's a father, that's a breadwinner that is lost. That is a protector that is lost. So those are responsibilities that nobody can ever come and actually enshroud and protect that particular family that they've lost their breadwinner. So it goes a very long way, and it's a very long trail of blood that all these, they're not really healthy, to look at these things that happen in the country. People take, I know now people are calloused in their heads, but then at the end of the day, one time you'll be triggered to go back to books, and when history repeats itself, you have to think twice, because when a people rise together to fight for their rights, because they know that the person who is supposed to protect them will no longer come and protect them, it will be the worst case scenario that anybody wants. And the people have already tested their power. So it's just a matter of time that something else triggers the people to have an uprising. And we all know what happens. Things change, things turn, and we have massacres that happen, people disappear and everything. But then, yeah, that is what happens in our country. But it's so disheartening, so disheartening.
Mr. Langa, maybe if I can take also your opinion on this issue of land in Baragoi. On that day, we remember when people were killed, the DCI himself was there, and the Inspector of General Police, Douglas Kanja, was also present there. And when they were being asked who sent the police to kill people, they say they did not know. So according to these sentiments of the people who are given the mandate to protect the people, like the OCBD, the Inspector General of Police, saying that they do not know who sent the police to kill people in Barakui. Do you think that the person who must have been involved in this land issue, could he be the president? Because they mentioned the name of the president being dragged in the ownership of this land. Because for police to go and kill people, nothing happened, And you saw even when Cheriot, the senator for Nini, Aaron Cheriot, when he went there, he pleaded with he pleaded with the inspector general and asked him that that thing is not good. Like he was not so vocal into that. It's like they were fearing something. So do you maybe in your view, do you think that a person of higher authority, a person, Jacqueline, you can put on your camera before you come. You can keep on your camera. You are just in studio. Put on your camera. I will bring you up to give your views. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a link in the comment section. You want to join us in this live discussion and give your views. You are highly welcomed. Karibu sana. Let us talk politics in this country, because when we do not do the right politics, we end up where we are today. Close to you, Jacqueline. You can come back to the studio. Alanga, what are your views on this issue? Do you think that a person of high authority must have been involved in this land issue?
Okay, as a surety, yes. But then having names, we have a lot of names that you can go through to, you can have a guess around names. But then we are having people alleging that our president is involved. Could be or not. But then we have to wait for for how things actually go on. But then when you go to those particular areas, they are actually quite strong on it, that it is him that they say is trying to have an ownership, but then he's using proxies around it, around actually the grabbing of that land. But then for now there is nothing more that we can say to it. But then we know that there is somebody who is actually much more powerful, other than Aaron Cheriot or even Douglas Kanja, that is involved in that land side, because it's around, is it 6,000, more than 6,000 acres, or what was the acreage?
Yes, the 6,000 acres of piece of land in Barakoi constituency.
Yeah, around 6,000 acres. That is 1 acre, 2 acres, 1,000 acres. Now you take 6,000 acres. Those are a lot of families. You've taken people away from their culture. You've stripped people away from their ancestry. So that is you stealing somebody's ancestry by force. And if by force is still lal, you come with a gun and you threaten them. Not only threatening them, but then you make it happen. They see it live, by probably casualties. People lost their lives. It is very inhumane. So the things that are quite disheartening as a human. My country. I really feel for the citizenry of the country. And one day, tables will turn. We don't know how it will turn, but then tables will turn. But then for us, we wait, because we can't. The only position that we can defend ourselves is when we have our knees down and we are looking up unto God. So aside that, we are just there. God God for us all. Every man for himself, but then God for us all.
Sorry, I had muted myself and I didn't know. Sorry for that. That's bad manners. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to play a clip here by Tifuna, and let us look into this issue as a real issue. The ODM party, as we speak right now, has two camps. There is a camp that believes that William Samoei Ruto should work with Raila Amolo Odinga. And this camp is led by those who have been absorbed into the government. We have seen a massive absorption of people from the Raila camp into William Ruto's administration. And we are wondering, what is this all about? So we want to look into this and see what is really happening. Mr. Langa, I had lost you, but welcome back. So we want to see what is going on. There is a rift. There is a camp that is led by Tifuna. This camp believes that Raila Amolo Odinga should not work with William Ruto. And then there is another camp that is led by Wakina Opiyo Wandayi, Wakina Junet Mohammed. Those people believe that Raila Amolo Odinga should work with William Ruto. I want you to listen to the sentiments of Tifuna during the burial of one Mr. Ongondo today. And let's see, is Tifuna speaking for Raila Amolo Odinga, or what are we seeing, ladies and gentlemen? Because
wakati nafanya kazi yangu, wengine wanasema Sifuna anapinga. Ile kitu najua baba aliniambia ya kwamba even after we donated our experts to government, ODM is not in government. Alisema mwenyewe na atarudia hapa. If ODM is not in government, the Secretary General of ODM cannot be in government. Surely people. Kama ningejua Kijaluo ningeeleza na Kijaluo, pia mimi mkono yangu haina pete, mnitafutie mtu ambaye atanifunza Kijaluo. Nimeona mnapeana watu. Jambo la pili, baba aliniambia na amesema wazi ya kwamba vyama vyote vya kisiasa viko ndani ya siasa kutafuta uongozi wa nchi. Mimi najua nyinyi watu wa Homa Bay mnajua tumewahi kushinda uchaguzi kama chama cha ODM. Mnakubali ama mnakataa? Tushawahi kushinda ama hatujawahi shinda? Si tumeshinda. Na najua ndani ya mioyo yenu mnaamini kwamba bado hiki chama kinaweza kushinda uchaguzi. Kama unaamini ODM bado ina uwezo wa kuunda serikali, niinulie mkono hapo tafadhali nione. Kwa hivyo kama mnaamini kwamba chama hiki bado kina nguvu na uwezo wa kuweza kuunda serikali, katibu mkuu wa chama akisema kwamba mimi sitaunga mtu mwingine mkono baba Raila Amolo Odinga, katibu amekosea. Katibu amekosea. So mimi nataka niwaambie kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Siku moja huyu baba Raila Amolo Odinga atakuja kuniambia mimi mwenyewe, hajawahi kuniambia kwa nini alinichagua kama katibu. Juzi wakati kulikuwa na nafasi, Mheshimiwa Wanga, wewe unajua ulikuwa pale. Nikaomba baba, nikamwambia baba, si sasa basi unipe promotion kidogo, wacha nikuwe deputy party leader. Baba akakataa, akapea Osoti kazi. Akasema Sifuna, wewe baki hapo. Yeye mwenyewe atakuja kuniambia siku moja kwa nini alisema ni baki hapo. Hawa jamaa wetu, marafiki zetu wako kwa serikali. Mimi ile serikali najua ni serikali ya Kenya Kwanza ambayo ilichaguliwa chini ya uongozi wa William Ruto. Nimesikia ndugu yangu hapa anaitwa Charles Kamuren. Sisi Waluya huwa tunasema kama mwenye boma bado yuko na hajashindwa kazi, usimuongelele. Mimi ni Mbukusu, kazi kinishinda kwa boma ndugu yangu atanisaidia. Haijanishinda. Kama msemaji wa chama amekaa hapa, wewe unaongeaje kwa niaba ya chama? Sisi tunajua pahali chama kiko.
Yes, those are the sentiments of Edwin Sifuna, the party Secretary General of ODM. Now, he was speaking this, Mr. Langa, ladies and gentlemen, during the burial of Ongondo today, in the presence of Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, the question we are asking tonight, Mr. Langa, could Edwin Sifuna be speaking the minds of Raila Amolo Odinga? Because he was speaking this live in the presence of Raila Amolo Odinga and other ODM leaders in the gathering. So what's your take on this? Is Edwin Sifuna, why has he not been just in ODM? Because it is not only this sentiment, there is another sentiment here, and I want you to listen to it before you give your submission.
ODM, we have said repeatedly, including as recently as when we were in Mombasa for an event there with Honorable Raila Odinga, that ODM exists to fight for political power in these democratic processes. We still intend, we have not given up our quest to lead this country. So we will be in the field to face whoever it is else will be there, including President William Ruto. And the natural consequence of that is we will make him a one-term president, because we want to grab that power from him, so that we can do the things that we are saying we believe in. That is my straight answer. And it doesn't matter how cleverly you people frame this question. My views are never going to change, Trevor, because I still continue to receive feedback that even with this so-called development tours, he is still facing a lot of resistance.
From these two clips of Edwin Sifuna speaking boldly, and the first clip I played, he spoke today in presence of Raila Odinga. Do you think that Edwin Sifuna is speaking the minds of Raila Odinga? Because if he is against the broad-based government, why has he not been chased away from the Orange Democratic Party?
Okay, probably yes, he's speaking Raila Odinga's mind. But then we all know how he plays this game. There's the people are saying that actually arose last year. Maneno haya si mageni jijini, ila kwa mgeni kwenye jiji. Kwa sisi wenye jiji yani maneno tuliyoyazoea. So at the end of the day, we will see him jump from one place. Actually, and he loves going to Citizen TV. I don't know why, but he loves going to Citizen TV to go and express those ideas there. But then at the end of the day, we all know that ODM is already in the government. They were given a share of cabinet secretaries. They're given a share of the ministries within the government. So however much they'll go round and round and round and round, what to see wajinga? At the end of the day, people are not fools. We're not just a bunch of dimwits walking around and trying to head nod, like people who are having stroke. You're not just outside here nodding, but people are watching. People actually are really watching the political class. If they think that the common Mwananchis are full, then it will be utter shock. Now, when he was giving sentiments in front of Raila, these are things that probably they've discussed. When he says it boldly in open, there's something that probably he wants to really drive at home. That probably they're still good and they're not in the government, and it's something very shady. But then at the end of the day, nah, we all know their book. What to Siwajinga? That is one thing that I'd really like to tell Sifuna, that what to Siwajinga. And in every statement that they actually utter, we see the lies that are spewed unto us, and we are just here watching and wondering. Are we the ones who are bewitched, or the person who bewitched us took the keys and went and dropped in in some abyss somewhere, and the person also died, and we can't have the keys. We can't get ourselves from all these utter nonsense. But then at the end of the day, we have to understand that it's the citizen to decide where he will secure his future. ODM, UDA, Jubilee, whichever the political parties that you're having. Also having another that is being formed by Morara and Casmuel and other people. All these things, these are just passing winds. But then, when you look at the hierarchy of our nation, we have the people, the constitution. Then the elected leaders actually come way lower than that. So it is upon us as probably the citizenry to wake up, understand, take words frame to frame, analyze, understand what is really happening in the country. Then we make for ourselves informed decisions according to our judgment of the better country that actually we look upon. Because as we speak now, there's a lot that is really happening, and it's upon me and you and other people to actually come out clearly to understand what do we want for our country? We don't have to be ruled or governed by ODM. It's not necessary. How many years has ODM been in the opposition? But then they always just go broker power. At the end of the day, we all have a decision to make. So we have to recollect ourselves, go back, sit down, analyze, and we make decisions as a people, because
Mr.
they're not then.
Maybe if I were to interrupt you, Mr. Langa, do you think that the OTM body has already split into two? Because you see, there is one group that believes Raila should work with Ruto, and there is another that is led by Tifuna that believes that Raila should not work with Ruto. They do not recognize the broad-based campaign. Do you, in your own opinion, do you think that the ODM party has been split into two camps?
Okay, for what I want to believe in, probably yes. But then what I want to believe in is that these are just part of the script that they're playing to us, that they're divided. Politicians are never divided. That is one thing that anybody should understand, be it in the US, be it in the UK, be it in Senegal, be it where. Politicians they cut the same. They cut the cloth. They cut the same cloth. If it is navy blue, whatever, not a cut navy blue. So there could be division to us, but then to them, it's just another script that they are giving us, so that it can show that they are having some breaking. But then at the end of the day, those people are so united up there against the citizenry. So those are that is just the playbook that they are using to dupe our, because at the end of the day, politicians dupe our emotions to benefit them. That is power. When they dupe you, that they take power from you and they give it to them. So when they actually give, when you're having two factions in a particular party, they're just trying to give more emotions, so that at least you can sympathize with others. Like, oh, you are the good people. All of them are just the same. All of them are just the same. There's no big difference. All of them are just the same. So even if ODM fragments into 10 groups, all of them, they still belong to the same person. So there's nothing much that they're going to help us with in the future that you want. So at the end of the day,
do you believe that Raila Amolo Odinga is going to be on the ballot in 2027? You have heard Tifuna saying that the solemn reason why parties exist is to fight for power of this country, and he solemnly said that ODM is among those parties that are going to file presidential candidates in 2027. Do you believe that Raila Amolo Odinga will be on the ballot paper in 2027?
I don't know. Let me first say I don't know. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I don't know. But then what I know is that even if he stands, this will be his is it 5th or 6th time? It will be the 6th time. We had Baba the 5th. Where is he today? He's broken. He's just a power broker in our current government. But then even if he stands, that one I can take it to the bank. Even if he stands today, he'll never win an election. Yeah, so even if his name is the ballot, I really wish him well, that he goes and tries to fulfill his dream. It's one of his dreams, but then with the Kenya that I'm looking at, I don't think if he'll really get it. I don't think that is my honest opinion. But yeah, we could have different opinions, but that is mine. Thank you.
Okay, then on our last aspect of discussion, Mr. Langa, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to examine the growing appetite for Matiangi to be the leader of this country. We saw how he was welcomed in Nyamira and Kisi County during his homecoming celebration. Now, maybe just your opinion, I want to play a clip here, and I want you to look at it and tell me where has this appetite come from? Why are so many Kenyans thirsty for Matiangi? Mbona wako na kiu cha Matiangi sana? Mr. Langa, you have seen how Matiangi, even the likes of the former senator of Kakamega County, Malala, how they are struggling to walk around him. And that was a clip in Omnyoro, what happened in Omnyoro. Maybe if I can get your view on why is this growing appetite for Matiangi to lead the country? Why? Are there no any other good potential candidates to go for 2027? Because if you saw how he was welcomed in PC, the crowd that he attracted, and this very clip that I've played here in Wamnyoro, everybody wants to come closer to Matiang'i, including the leader. Why does Kenyans have this growing appetite for Matiang'i?
Okay, one thing that troubles my soul, and I weep for my country, is that the citizenry for Kenya wants a savior from the economy, from the West. And like Matiang'i was lost in a while. There's a gap that he was blank, he was not within the country. But then now when all these occurrences are happening, the citizenry want somebody who, can liberate them from all these economy, and Matiang'i gives that trajectory. We are having Senator Wanyonka actually comes and presents Matiang'i to you, and to the Kenyans they feel like Matiang'i is palatable. But then one thing is that when you look at people's pasts, they actually define probably who they are. I'm not saying that he is that, but it defines whom they are in their character. There's somebody's true nature and there is somebody's other nature. So whatever he shows you when he's angry, that is who they are. And we all know what happened during his tenure when he was minister. The few departments that he held in the past before the general election 2022. Now, one thing is that everybody wants a savior. We have a savior in the Mrima. The savior for Mrima is Gachagua. And anybody who goes against Gachagua, we all know what happens to them. They are deplatformed and everything. Now, from this other side of the country, we are having from the western part, we are having Tawe movement that is actually coming up. It's coming up strong. Then in this other Nyanza, Kisii Nyamira side, we are having Matiang'i coming. So everybody has their own opinion on why they see Matiang'i as a palatable figure that they can look on as their savior. But then one thing that troubles me is that we've dug a ditch for 15 years, and we think that a person will come and save us, and it is only us who can save ourselves. But then with the current sightings that I'm seeing, same old people, same monkey, different forests, just hopping from one place to another, and people just want to wield power to enjoy whatever comes along with power. Which at times it's good, yes, to have power, but then at the end of the day, whom are we entrusting? Whom are we giving our trust? Whom are we entrusting our country to? Because we all see where we've gone currently with the country today. We've gone not even to the trenches. We are deep inside the sewer lines. So it's crazy. But then I don't think if it's campaign time, but it's crazy. The Kenyans want a savior, and Matiang'i quite outright, he has a strong personality that people trust his personality due to him still streamlining the education sector and some parts of the security sector when he was back as an interior CS. Remember the time when Miguna was deported to Canada? He was taken to the UAE, then deported to Canada. So there's a lot, but then for me, they're just the same old people. Politicians always have just one script, and probably they play our emotions. So it's upon us to to decide what part of history do you want to write. Are you going to still write the same history that you've been writing for the past 15 or so years? So it's upon us to to decide. if he wants to be popular, yes, let him be popular. But then when the day of reckoning comes, we have to make the difference, stand out. Those are my submissions.
Do you think Matiangi is going to make it? Is going to send William Ruto home? Do you think Matiangi is the right candidate to make William Ruto a one-term president?
Being the right candidate, I don't know. Sending Ruto home, I don't know. But it's the people to decide. Because at the end of the day, it will be taken back to the people to make a choice for themselves if they'll want him or they won't want him. So it's always a 50+1 majority. So if he garners the 50+1 majority, let the best man win. If he doesn't garner, we see what happens next afterwards. But with what I'm seeing, probably in the social media and everywhere, he might. He has his own prowesses, and the people whom he is aligning with are they quite have a standing. But then when I look critically, we just need a fresh person. We don't need people who are just being they're just being recycled for us, to make decisions that are probably at times they've already been made with some people outside there who are not even in the country. So for us, it's a reckoning that we should go back and retrospect. What is the future of Kenya that we want? Is it the future that we are having Matiangi as our president, or is it the future as you're having somebody else who's never even tested political power, who comes and tells us that this is how we want to have a trajectory of our country, and we entrust to him we entrust to him the leadership, and he makes the country go through a very big transformation, because we really have a lot to do as a country to transform and align a few things to put them in order so that you can have at least a very vibrant economy and other departments that you're having within the country. So it's a 50-50. He might win, he might lose, but then we are still far away from the election period. So things can change in between. Mchezo, we could be at 45, but then to figure 56, somebody else comes and he's actually way more stronger than him, and they actually surpass. They give a very nice sweep. Then liquidate at 88th minute. Then they come and do another clean sweep. So we don't know yet, but then with the trends, yeah, he's giving that vibe. But everybody has to make additions for themselves. But for me, nah. He's still not the best candidate for our country. He's still not the best. The old people must just go so that we can have new fresh blood with new ideas. Because all of them, they have their old ideas. They're still in the old generation. We need a new generation so that we can look forward. We still have a lot to tap within the country that are very, very largely misused. So we still have a lot to unpack. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So we give them time for them to unfurl so that you can know, like, okay, so this is them. We need to see them when they're angry, when they do a lot of silly things, so that you can actually make a decision for ourselves. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, thank you so much, Mr. Langa, for your interesting submission. Thank you so much for making time to be with us here on Vox Politika. Dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And Mr. Langa, as we finish, because do not exceed the studio, we'll have a backdoor conversation after this live. We are coming to an end of our live today, ladies and gentlemen. We have been discussing on the various matters that is happening in our country tonight. We have talked about the MP Kasipul's murder investigation and who are the culprits. We have also looked at Gachagua-Matisni alliance this night. We have also talked about the police attack on civilian brutality and law enforcement in this country. And of course, this is Vox Politika, ladies and gentlemen. This is our second live. Coming to you. Yesterday we had one, and of course tomorrow we shall have another one starting 8:30 p.m. You feel free to join us wherever you are joining us from. There's always a link in the comment section where you can join us from. Mr. Langa, maybe just before we close, your parting shot.
My parting shot is that every patriot of the country should wake up. Should wake up from our slumber, because nobody is coming to save us. We are the person who can save, whom can save ourselves. So it is upon us to make our sole decision with the same mind. We have a lot to do. The day is still young, but then we have a lot to unpack and unravel in the days that come along. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining, and thank you so much, Mr. Langa, for making time to be with us here on Vox Politika, the Kenyan's #1 political channel that unpacks Kenyan's biggest political headlines. My name is Jacob Nyende, and with that, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to see you in our next video. Thank you so much for watching, and may God bless you. With that, we come to the end of this live session. May God bless you. If you're there, you have not subscribed, kindly take a minute, hit the subscription button, smash the notification bell, and also like this video. Allow me to see you in our next video. In studio, we have been having Mr. Langa, and we have gone through a lot of topics, political topics, and we have made a discussion that will make an impact in our country. Tomorrow we are here 8:30 p.m. Make sure you are present. There is a link in the comment section always. You can click that link and be able to join us live in studio. This has been Vox Politika, and my name is Jacob Nyende. Bye-bye.